Martin Brechbiel, MMR, who's going to talk about scratch building another car. Martin, welcome.
Good evening. Took me by surprise. I'm here.
I'm sorry.
Up on the docket too early, but not too far unprepared.
Well, I have faith in you, Martin.
Oh, good. Somebody on the planet does. I don't feel so lonely now. So I had actually a completely different set of slides set up for tonight. And about an hour ago, I said, let's do something different tonight. Because all you ever seen are the same types of cars, sort of, maybe kind of, it seem to be related to maintenance away. And I think some people are beginning to wonder, do I build anything else? And the answer is yes. And it's going to be very different because I'm not going to start from scratch from the very beginning. This is a salvage exercise. You go to train shows, train meets, whatever you find half finished, half started, partial kits, whatever you want to call them, on tables for pennies on the dollar or in boxes under the table. And you can, people are like, please take this and make it go away. And I used to do this pretty regularly. And at one point I had 20 or 30 partial or unfinished kits laying around. No, that's probably closer to 40 or 50. Maybe I'm down to 20. But this is one of the ones I picked up a long time ago, and it sat in a box until I finally got around to it. This is all we start with. You've got basically the standard end blocks, piece of roof stock on the top, all glued up. And this looks like, to my eye, to be probably a mainline kit. And some broken parts down here. But hey, guess what? The broken parts are still there. So that's actually a little bit of a bonus. You just glue that all back together and not worry about it. So this is what we're starting with, this little bit. And the naked ends and this lovely, ugly, horrific end grain, which you just can't do anything with in its current state. So we got to fix all this stuff. And oh yeah, we got to put sides on it. That would be nice. Build some sides. Otherwise, it's an air-conditioned box car. So before we put the sides on, though, got to add some weight to it. I have sheet lead laying around. We're not going to go into where I got that from because it's under the radar. This is a 2 or 3 millimeter sheet lead. You just cut it up with a pair of tin snips, pound it flat, glue it in place with some goo and some cyanoacrylate. It's not going to go anywhere, at least not in my lifetime, whatever that means at this point on the calendar. And yeah, that A I added. So I know which side of this car is which, because if we're going to build the sides, odds are the other side is not quite the same as this side. So I can't presume that they're identical 100% in any way. You see, this joint's not the best, so things aren't probably aligned perfectly square 100%. So you have to custom build it to what's there. So let's start with some sides. And there's A and B. Fancy that. That's just some 1/32 basswood. I'm just going to build on top of that. So the grain's running left to right or right to left, depending on which reading system you use. And we're going to build on top of it going the opposite direction. So we're going to make 2-ply plywood, which is going to be fairly stable, not wander around on us. Some scribe siding cut at a 45-degree angle. We're going to put 2 doors here, so I've given it away already. Yeah, it's going to be a reefer car of some sort. But I'm actually measuring things. It's terrible, I know. I actually found the center of the car, so I made sure the doors go in the center, that they're the same height. Try to get things close. This is a little long. I know I put those things on there with overhang, then I just flip it over and trim it off later. But A matches the A side, B matches the B side. So things should line up when we're done with luck. Okay, add the rest of the scribe siding. Just wrap it around everything that's there, patch it together, glue it down, tight bond, whatever you like. I prefer the tight bond because it's never going to let go. and this will stay stable for a long, long time. Longer than I will care. It'll be somebody else's problem if it comes apart. Okay, so I didn't do too much to the underbody. I added a brake cylinder. Okay, it's not entirely naked. And I repaired the broken part. I didn't put the rest of the plumbing in. Just didn't feel like it, because drilling through a solid sill, it's already glued in place at that angle, very difficult to do. And I thought, just not worth my time and trouble. But I added the stirrup steps, added grab irons, added the corner braces, high and low, added all the reefer door hardware. This is old. I mean old, that's Walther's parts. White metal. I'm not sure where the other parts came from. Just a piece of angle, brass angle, some more wood, close that up. The other side looks just like this. Take my word for it, please. But so we've gone from a open 2 end blocks, a roof and a floor, to we have a reefer car now. Well, let's take care of the roof while we're hanging around. These are actually from a company. I was probably in somebody's garage or basement, and he made a bunch of these. They're styrene. He made them half open and half, or the other version where they were completely closed. I have no idea where he went to or where to get more of them, and I wish I could find more of them, but they're beautiful and wonderful to work with. I have one set left, so there'll be one more reefer car of that style coming out. This is the okay, we stopped and started. So here we have my usual Panera tar paper roofing or canvas roofing, painted with dark gray. Everything else here is pre-painted with roof brown. So it pays to pre-paint things when you can. So different view of the same thing, so you can see these hatches. These are rather nice pieces. I wish I'd been able to make copies of them in some way that would have been realistic and of some decent quality. I guess you could buy the brass parts from Precision Scale, but my budget's not that well funded. So fast forward to the bitter end. I didn't even show the brake end, sorry. But it's just basically a shaft going down here through a platform with a stirrup at the bottom. This is all painted. I've forgotten what color it is now, but it's one of the 1400 types of red brown. It's actually hand painted to make it more painful. But this lettering, this is the lettering I really enjoy using this stuff. This is a dry transfer set from Clover House. And it's 4 different colors, at least 4. Yeah, it's 4 different colors, 4 different layers. And you put this on a car each layer at a time. So the gold or the yellow layer went down first. You put the yellow down, wait a day, you seal it, come back, put the next layer down, put the white down. It's a little bit offset to get you that 3-dimensional quality. Put the white down, stop. Come back, come back, seal it, put the red down. I think there was some black in it somewhere, but there's various colors, and you can really make some really distinctive looking cars with these dry transfers. Granted, maybe a little too early in the era for some people, but when you have a neat looking car go by on the layout, it catches the eye and it stands out. It's like, well, where did that come from? Well, you made it. That's where it came from. And that's where the fun is of doing what I just did. Taking something that basically most people would have thrown into the fireplace, and at the end of the day, well, several days, you have a really unique car on your layout that's unmatched anywhere else. And there's the other side. It's a little bit slightly different on the offset. Getting that offset alignment's lots and lots of fun, but it's not really hard to do. It just takes a little bit of tedious exercise, holding it in place, using an embossing tool, pushing it down into the grooves. And usually I come back and actually start pushing it into the actual grooves of the striped siding. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to be short tonight, but that's something on the side I also do. I really enjoy grabbing old, unbuilt, unfinished starts of a kit that someone has abandoned for whatever reason. It's incredibly useful raw materials, and you can turn it into whatever you want. And all the stuff that's out there to do that. It's not like it's unavailable. So I'm done, and I'm ready for any more. I'm ready for the next interrogation.